Dear friends, today I want to share something that has caused a real earthquake among the followers of Demet Özdemir and Yaman. For months, the press and fans nurtured the illusion of a possible reunion between them. Rumors, speculation, and even small gestures interpreted as signs made many dream of a reconciliation. However, with cold and decisive statements, Demet chose to close that door for good. In a recent interview, the actress spoke with a confidence that surprised everyone. When asked about Jan, she not only made it clear that she no longer wanted to speak about him, but also stressed that any attempt to revive their relationship was meaningless. Her words were a real blow for the most romantic followers. "There is nothing left between us." A harsh phrase, full of determination, that sounded like a door slammed shut on the past. Reactions came immediately. Social networks were filled with divided comments. Some praised Demet's courage for setting clear boundaries and cutting off a story that, in her view, had no future. Others, on the contrary, felt sadness and disappointment at seeing the dream of seeing them together collapse. The contrast between them is clear. While Demet shows firmness and determination, Yaman has chosen silence. In his latest public appearances, he avoided speaking directly about his ex-partner and preferred to focus on his career and personal projects. Some interpret this silence as a way of protecting himself from a pain that still beats within. Close friends of the actors say that it is not easy for him to accept this new reality, even though he tries to project calm and distance. The tension between them is tangible. Every time one of them makes a statement, the other responds with silence or with words that confirm there's no turning back. The atmosphere of coldness and distance is so evident that fans are beginning to realize that any attempt at reconciliation is doomed to failure. The press, as always, does not stop speculating. There is talk of deep wounds, scars that time has not managed to erase, and resentments that still weigh heavily. For Demet, however, the decision has been made to move forward, far from what it once was. Her attitude has been interpreted as a sign of maturity and strength, the example of someone who does not fear confronting the past and keeps walking with her head held high. Jan, for his part, seems to be living a silent crossroads. While he avoids talking about the subject, his distant attitude does not extinguish the public's curiosity. Many of his followers wonder if he will eventually break the silence, if he will directly respond to Demet's words, or if, on the contrary, he will prefer to let time speak for him. The love story that once enchanted millions today seems further away than ever. The shared smiles, the moments of complicity, and the chemistry that shone on screen have become memories that slowly fade from collective memory. What remains now is a scenario marked by silence, coldness, and the certainty that that stage has ended.
For many, this is the confirmation of what was already suspected. The lives of the two actors follow different paths. Demet is focused on new projects and building a future without attachments, while Kaan, although successful professionally, still seems to be searching for balance in his personal life. The public, divided between nostalgia and admiration, watches every step they take, waiting for answers that may never come. Friends, what is clear is that Demet's words changed the story. That door, which once seemed ajar, is now completely shut, and the echo of her voice has left a mark that will not easily be forgotten. The question that lingers is whether Kaan will accept this ending in silence, or if, at some point, he will decide to fight for what once meant so much. Time will tell. But today, what we are living is the end of one of the most talked about stories in Turkish entertainment. When I think of Demet Özdemir, the first thing that comes to mind is the serenity with which she has faced her public life. While rumors, speculation, and constant comparisons with Yaman or Sarah Bluma swirl around her, she has found her own way of remaining strong, without lowering herself, without entering into controversy, and showing through simple actions that she plays in another league. That, to me, is what sets her apart. Many fans repeat that Demet continues to be the true queen of Turkey. not only for her undeniable beauty, but also for her artistic ability that has earned her a place in so many hearts. And the truth is that every time she appears on stage, that perception is confirmed. She possesses her own light that does not need scandals to impose itself. Unlike others who seek to remain in the spotlight through conflicts, she allows her roles, her choices, and her consistency to speak for her. And that, in an environment where the desperation to be seen is the norm, is truly admirable. A revealing gesture was her appearance at that much-discussed wedding. Some claimed that attending meant exposing herself too much, giving importance to gossip, yet Demet arrived with her head high, sending a clear message. Nothing that is said affects her. It was a brave move, showing herself secure, independent, and above all calm, as if saying to the world, "My life goes on, neither rumors nor comparisons touch me." I also agree with those who say that sooner or later she will find someone who knows how to value her as she deserves. Because Demet conveys the image of a woman who is sensitive, but at the same time strong, who gives herself body and soul when she believes in a project or a bond. And perhaps that is why so many defend her so passionately, because they feel she deserves much more than to be remembered only as part of Yaman's story. She is not a secondary character. She is the protagonist of her own narrative. Of course, there are always voices that tried to diminish her, accusing her of sustaining her career thanks to her beauty, or of living in the shadow of others' controversies. In my opinion, these criticisms ignore all the work she has done. From her first steps in acting, Demet has been characterized by discipline, by her ability to reinvent herself and adapt to different registers. Not everyone can achieve that. She has shown that she is not just a pretty face. She is a versatile performer, capable of conveying truth, and for that reason, she retains such a loyal base of admirers.